Alrighty, so I know a few guys have been asking, wondering what sort of setup I'm running, and today is going to be the day. Give you a quick rundown of all my settings real quick. So, starting off, all of my turning and steering and leaning is all on the right analog stick. Now, I'll have to make another video on how to get the leaning and the steering onto one stick, but it's pretty simple. It's just in the controls in the MX bike settings. You just got to copy paste a couple of settings. So essentially, when I lean to the left, the rider will lean and counterbalance to the right, and it just keeps it a little bit more stable for me. Throttle, R2, got my brake on L2, got that combined. Rear brake, I put that on the X just so when I'm doing the combined brakes, if I want to just brake tap the rear and I don't want to lock up the front, I'll just hit that. Clutch, R1, and then obviously left, right, backwards and forwards on the leaning and steering is all on the right analog stick. So leaning, 0, 100, 0, 0, try to keep that like as direct as possible. Got the gain at 93.5. Brake, so with the combined settings I use 0 and 50 and 63.3% gain, and that is just so when I mash the brakes I don't go doing a flying front flip every time I hit the brakes, and it gives me enough stopping power where if I pull it in hard it'll pull me up really quickly, but I can also be really careful and precise with my braking. Forward and back leaning, got that at 136.5 because I like to get that good preload going. Left and right leaner, got that down really far because I just like a little bit of counterbalance when I'm turning, but not a heap. And those are my settings, clutches and that's all pretty standard, 0, 100 for everything else. Input 2, so I've got my shift up and shift down, triangle and square, it's because I play claw, so right analog stick turning, and then I play square and triangle with my pointer finger to change gears. Got my sit and dab on the middle button of the PS4 controller, which is just like that big pad, and I just use that to sit down. Yeah, weird settings, but that's how I played MX Simulator, so I've just brought that over. Nothing else in here that's too different. Graphics, pretty standard, that's fine. So field of view around 105, 9 and 15% tilt and pitch. I use lock the bike and I show the HUD. Riding aids, I turn everything off except automatic clutch and tyre change. That's just so when I take off and change gears it doesn't stall. And automatic tyre change is just when I come back to the pits it automatically changes the tyres for me. Pretty simple, pretty good, works for me. It's 100% not going to work for everybody, and I'll make another video on how to add the steering onto one analog stick if anybody wants to use that. Go and show you my suspension setup now. Alright, sick, we're in testing. Go to the garage, got my Millville set up on. So, pretty standard, I just run the rear tyre pressure down half a bar. This is my suspension settings, 5.2, 367, 80. Obviously these are going to change when the OEM updates get updated for beta 15, but this is just currently what I'm running now. Seems to work, but all of my settings have been completely out of whack since this new update. So once a new update for the OEM bikes comes out, I'll change everything again, probably do a video then, but for right now this is what's working. Drivetrain 1347, user mapping on high and the swing arm length on 2. Obviously can't change anything yet on these things because we need the new update, but once they come along I'll be sure to give it a whirl. So I'm a predominantly first person rider, and just for the sake of showing you guys how it all works, I'll go in third person to show the counterbalancing. So when I lean to the left, the rider automatically and just a little bit will lean to the right and just sort of counterbalances it for me and keeps it nice and stable. Try and do some little bit of riding in third person, but first person. Sketching out. But you can see the suspension works for me, it soaks everything up. It's got enough grip in the corners, so I'm happy for now. And yeah, we'll be sure to update it all once the new settings come out. Hope you guys enjoy that. Give you a rough idea into the inside of what I'm doing, and yeah, have fun.